Hey Facebook, I'm meteorologist Zach Covey, and this is your 11 p.m. short-range forecast for Friday, December 24th through Monday, December 27th, 2010. Now this is going to cover from Hampton Roads to Northeast North Carolina, so we're going to grab all of you guys, and we're going to go a little more in depth on this hazardous weather outlook. Of course, this hazardous weather outlook that was issued earlier today by the National Weather Service in Wakefield is for the upcoming Sunday storm. So we're going to go into a little more information on that. The hazardous weather outlook, again, issued for Hampton Roads and Northeast North Carolina. Both places, your temperatures are going to be below average and your precipitation above average. But before we get into a little more in-depth on the hazardous weather, let's show you a latest model. This being the 18Z GFS model. You can see this is the storm. The 00Z GFS will be updating in the next hour or so. So of course we got to see what the latest model says. So this is a little outdated. Of course the newest model isn't out yet, but when it comes out I will post it on Facebook and kind of show you a little difference. Right now the 18Z did shift a little west, just a tiny bit, from the 12Z. The 12Z shifted it farther out to sea. The 18Z now pushing it back west as it originally was 36 hours ago. Not that much precipitation. According to that, if we used a 10-to-1 ratio, we would see anywhere from 2 to 5 inches in the area. Now what do I expect with the expected weather hazards? Again, temperatures are below average and the precipitation above average. So we're going with a moderate risk for a winter storm. No drought, no flash flooding, no high winds, none of that. Just a winter storm, and I'm going with a 50% chance. It was a 30, and it went up to a 70, and it went down to a 50. And that's because the models have tended to be a little drier. Now, if we were looking at just the European model, I'd definitely raise this up to an 80% chance. But right now, it's gone down to a 60 because some of the models have tended to be a little drier. Now, GFS is coming back to be a little wetter, or more wet, I guess I should say. A little more, moisture in the air. So I've moved it into a moderate risk. Now, if the GFS at 00Z tends to be a little drier, it tends to push it farther eastward, I may lower this risk to a low risk, to a 30% chance. So we'll watch, but it could very well be pushed to a low risk, or it could very well be pushed to a high risk in the next 24 hours. Accumulation amounts. Not putting out any maps right now, not doing any maps. This is just the snowfall I expect from Northeast North Carolina to the Hampton Roads regions all the way up to the eastern shore. Not saying where the dusting to an inch will fall, where the 6 inches will fall, if we get 6 inches. I'm not telling you where we're getting that. That will be put out tomorrow. Right now I'm telling you what we could expect. We have a moderate risk. I'm going with a 60% chance of a dusting to an inch. That could very well be pushed to a high risk later on tonight. Snowfall 1 to 3, it's staying at a 50% chance for 1 to 3 inches, and the 3 to 6, I'm keeping it at a 20% chance right now. Could be raised up to a moderate risk depending on how the 00Z GFS looks. 6 to 12 and 12 to 24 not even put on there because it's less than 10%. We go into our temperatures and precip. Oh, went into the wrong one there. Inland strong winds, that's right, the winds. For the inland, I'm sticking with 25 miles per hour, a low risk. The winds are going to be whipping on Sunday, but they're expected to be around 16 to 19 miles per hour, so 25 miles per hour, not necessarily, but we'll keep that at 20% chance. Of course, you could see gusts way over 25 miles per hour. Same thing goes for the coastal regions, except I'm moving the coastal regions up to a moderate risk for 25 mile per hour winds, holding at a 50% chance, and low risk for 25 to 30 for the coastal regions. For the mariners, we have a very high risk. I'm going with an 80% chance of rough seas. Beach erosion, we're going to keep it at a 10% chance. And coastal flooding, we're going to keep at a 20% chance with those onshore winds coming from the system. Very possible we could see minor coastal flooding, just very minor. So what do I expect with the weather hazards? Well, my final thoughts we really are seeing a lot less snow than we once were. Of course, if you remember last week, I was saying this could be, possible blizzard. Oh my gosh. It's a lot less snow, and it's originally forecasted over 36 hours ago we could have seen a blizzard. 24 hours ago we really saw nothing. It really went far out to sea with almost every model except the European. The GFS is now fixing that up, and it's starting to bring it back on course. So although 24 hours ago we were seeing nothing, now we're starting to get back into the we will see something. So it's an improvement from 24 hours ago, but it's a disaster from 48 hours ago. Now, the storm is still 72 hours out, well over 2,000 miles away, and a single small change in the atmosphere over in the west could really mean a major change for the storm in the east. Minor change 50 miles could mean 50 miles closer to the shore, 50 miles farther out, and 50 miles could mean a lot of difference, because if we went back to that GFS model I showed you earlier, all that heavier precip was about 50 miles off the coast. So 50-mile shift could bring a lot heavier precipitation into our region. Keep an eye out on the Euro 00Z, that's going to be coming out in a few hours, and the GFS and NAM morning runs tomorrow at the 06Z, as those could have major impacts on the forecast. Again, any minor shifts or changes in the atmosphere, ticks in the atmosphere, could really alter this forecast, so make sure you stay tuned. I'll also have my first snowfall amount forecast for the region, specific regions of the area, out tomorrow evening, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. For now, that's the latest on our hazardous weather outlook for Friday, December 24th through Monday, December 27th. I'm meteorologist Zach Covey. Have a great evening, Facebook, and enjoy Christmas Eve.